All right, 99 EConoline E350 Super Duty. We got the old I-beam axles in the front, bushing replacement. Mine, when you jack it up on the driver's side, the tire will just go bloop. And I've done the ball joints. I'll include a picture in that. And so it's on that bushing, and that I-beam axle is shifting over. So there's a few on YouTube changing that. We're gonna get after it. I don't have a couple of them guys using their air chisel. Seemed to work pretty good. I don't have one. I did. I don't know what happened to it. Might have tore up. I'll probably let somebody use it. Never seen it again. Anyway, bring it back. So, up under here now. I'm getting rooster bombed again. Let's do that. All right, so the front of the van. This I-beam axle comes all the way to this side. And the other one goes, well, I say all the way. You can see how there is scissor like. I call them the I-beam scissor. But mine seems to be a little bit different on this back. I had the oil pan right here and very little room to get to that bolt. There she is. But the bushing does look wallered out pretty good. I can give you a shot of it. Matter of fact, on this side, if you can see that, get the light a little bit better. Up in there, I can see that pin that's wallered quite a bit. All right, guys. I was able to get in on that backside in between that oil pan with a step wrench. Pretty tight, had to fight a little bit. But when I got that, when that bolt come off, you know, I kept twisting. I had a feeling that was gonna drop down. So it's popped down. It's got it at an angle. I'm gonna see if I can't take my hydraulic jack. Cause I got this on, I got the van on ramps. My brother's at work, and which my van's so tall with ladder racks and all that, I can't get it in the shop. Anyway, his shop. So jumping on this on my back, put it up on ramps. Let me see if I can't get it this way, but got it broke loose, and step wrench got in behind there, and we're gonna come on out with her, bring it back. All right, guys, it's down. That worked good. All right, so put the jack on there and jacked it on up, got that tension off that bolt that was cocked. Matter of fact, I don't know if I done that with the pressure on that coming out. You can see I'm gonna have to chase that or get a new bolt. So supposedly the videos I've seen, you gotta take the shock loose, take a bunch of stuff loose over here on the side, but so far that's dropped down just enough for me to actually get that bushing out. So if I can get that bushing out, you know, and get it back in, I can just jack right back up and put the bolt through. So that's gonna work out sweet. All right, bring it back. All right, so I'm gonna try to give you another shot of it here now. Front of the van coming under, so you kind of get the concept. All right, so that I-beam axle runs all the way across almost to this side with the bushing. All right, and the other one does the same thing. You see how I got it dropped down, just so you get a good understanding how this setup is on this. All right, that worked out pretty good. That wasn't bad, especially for being on my back on the ramps. It might even worked out better. I don't know. We'll see in the end. Be back. All right, so I've searched around and found a piece of I think it's 1.5 inch, old galvanized pipe. And that's worked out good. What I done was cut it down and just trued it up on the lathe. And cleaned up the edges so it presses in straight. Now, if you don't have a lathe, just take your time. Just take your time, do it with a grinder. You can get it. So, I think that's gonna work. Be back. So, we'll update here. I end up taking Catabo, which is what I call Catabo, with my cutoff wheel, and cutting this off flush. And if you need to know, that's what rubber looks like stuck to your hand, hot rubber. Anyway, yeah, my other bigger one that I've got right here, it's just, I mean, that would have worked good, but it's a little bit long with everything set up in my clamp. So I've cut another one down. And that rubber was getting in my way. I was wanting to cock and slip in there. I wish I had a piece that was just, and I might stop and see if I can find one just a little bit thicker on that inner wall. But if I can get it lined up right and actually ever get it started to break and get in there soon, I can probably use that other one, or I'll even cut another one down. I mean, that's no big deal. All right, we'll be back. All right, so I got in there on it finally. Ended up welding me a little washer on that, give me some backing, and I found me a washer that made it a little bit thicker, up just enough. But I pushed it back and I got it on in there. So now maybe my longer one, that I originally had, I'll get it on out now. I think we're good to go. She is in motion. Be back. All right, this is my setup. That's what I got. I'm gonna push it on out. I wish I had some help. I might set up the camera, but all I'm gonna do is just hook the impact to it and push it on out. So, kind of in a bad spot to hold it. Definitely can't hold it with one hand and do it. So, I don't want that impact wrench to fly off, hit me in the mouth either. Bring it back. Let's push it out. All right, guys. As soon as I bumped the trigger on that, it was over. I had it that far. So, that's what the new one looks like. There's the old one. Yeah, that hole looks bigger because I got the pin out of it. That's what a new one looks like. Of course, you know now, I showed you a while ago, I cut that down. Yeah, it probably would have worked a whole lot better had I went ahead and took time and actually, I mean, I got a small lathe. I should have just milled something down and make it fit a little better. It was close. Anyway, first thing I done was pushed out that pin. Just take your smaller socket, anything that you can get in on that, pushed out the way, and that's going to relieve that inner pressure no matter what you're using. I mean, that is wore bad. I noticed when it was actually, I had dropped that down, how far off it was. But the biggest difference is the freaking bolt. Like, I think I need to get a bigger bolt. That bolt is just sloppy. It is sloppy as shit in that old one. And maybe it wore that much, but I'm not putting it back in there like that. No way. So I'll bring it back when I put the new one in, and probably show you the other bolt that I get and how it fits. Matter of fact, I'll show you the old one too, how sloppy that is, and then versus a new one. I'll be back. All right, so I actually found a stainless one. I don't know if I'll use it or not, but here's the old one. Here's the old one in the new hole. It's kind of gonna be hard to tell, but even right on down to the head, there's a lot of slop in that. Look at that on the old one. I mean, unbelievable difference. Even the stainless compared to the, there's a little bit in that one. So there's some wear on that pin, because if you look at this new one, barely moving it. And I doubt I'll use this stainless one. I'll probably get, that old bolt has, it has 10.9 and an F stamped on it. I'm assuming for Ford. It's probably a grade 8. I like a grade 5 myself. It's going to bend and give a tad. The grade, I mean, yeah, that grade 8 is strong as hell, but when it goes, it goes. Just my general knowledge of stuff, seeing stuff over the years. But I don't know. I'll probably just put a grade 8 back in it. I'm sure that's what that is. All right, I'll bring it back when we get it all done. All right, I'm back. I made it. Found some bolts that work really good at my local agri supply here in Tabor City, North Carolina. This right here is grade 8. Really tight. So put them in, see how it does. Bring it back. All right, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this started in. I just put a little pressure on it like this because I got a plate right here. I'm gonna get it started in and push it in just a little bit. That way it'll hold itself there. My mock-ups, like in the predicament I'm in, I don't have a whole lot of room, but like my long cups, I'll probably stop, and of course I got to have an end on that, and then I'll cup it up once I get it started straight, and I'll finish it on up. On these, they don't get pressed in tight. I took a picture of the old ones, and you know, it sticks out a little bit. Like, it's just the way it works out up in here. So I'm gonna get it about like the old one was, and I'll probably jack it up and check it if it needs to go anymore. I'll go from there. All right, there we go. All right, she's in. And that's what I was talking about. The old one stuck out. I hope I got this close. It looks like it's going to be as I go back up in here with it. Oh, yeah. That's going to look good. All right, bring it back when I get her in. All right, I'm running into a little problem. I can't get the bolt in. And looking up there, you see that? All right. Well, the only way to get it over is I'm gonna get on this pin with this my ratchet cable, and I'm gonna see if I can pull it together. I don't know if I'm gonna end up having to mess with my toe and tie rod and all that. I'm hoping not. It's probably just how much this is wore, but I'm gonna pull it and see if I can't get it. And then when I get all this done, I'm gonna get it lined up anyway. But it's probably wore that much. I don't think this has ever been done. I've had the van probably 15 years. It ain't never been done, and I just guarantee it's never been done before. So there's a lot of wear in it. Let's see if we can get it pulled together. All right, guys, that got it. So when I would ratchet, I don't know what these pins are for. It might have been into making it when they molded these. Who knows? I don't know. Probably serve some purpose. Some old Ford nut will probably know sometime watching my video. Anyway, that worked out good, hooking those with that cable come along. So when I would ratchet it together, of course it would drop down. So what, you know, I just was able to see in the hole. So I'd ratchet a little bit and go up, and I just kept playing back and forth, jack up a little bit until I actually got it lined up where I fought it a little bit, but I got it. She's in. So that was the back side. I think this front side, I've got a lot more room. It's hard to see now. I got that cable in the way. If it's to take it down, the front side, it's going to go a little well. I'm going to go ahead and do it. And if I have any problems, I might put it in the video of what I've done. If I don't have no problems, I'll probably just leave it out because it'll be the same process. All right, guys, be back. All right, so I'm set up on this front one. I told you I'd bring it back if I had any run into any problems. Well, doing the back one first, which I might would have had to drop them both at the same time. What I'm noticing running into on this one is I'm backing this bolt out. It's gonna hit. I don't have a whole lot of room left. I mean, it's gonna hit before I can get it out. So I'm gonna just cut it off, let it drop, change my bushing, and I'm gonna come back in with the bolt, the new bolt this way. I don't think I'm gonna have any problems with that. So if I do, you'll know. Be back. All right, we got her out. Cleaned her up a little bit. A little bit of sandpaper, just clean the rust out good. Just a light coat of grease. Light coat of grease on that. I'll stick her in. That's it. So I had to cable that along that. It don't take a whole lot. Just pull it over until you can line your bolt up. And that worked out good. So remember, you can cut that. It was the old one, you know, I couldn't drive the head out. I had to cut it. So it's back in and tighten it up. It's done. Good deal. So that's a wrap on the EConoline 99 EConoline E350. I'm sure there's a lot of trucks as well out there around that time frame. They run that same setup, the old I-beam, scissor, control arm. I don't think those bushings have ever changed. The old timers said when the alignment, how they used to align those is because they didn't have no adjustment for, is it caster, camber, in or out, toe? Anyway, they didn't have that adjustment to throw it in and out. And they would heat up the I-beam and bend it. So that's gotta suck trying to do it that way. So now I was researching and posted a picture. There's a bushing, oval shape, that you can put and install in the top on the control arm knuckle there where it holds in the ball joint and your hub assembly and all that. Get tongue tied when I'm trying to think of something awful. But anyway, you're supposed to be able to, when you carry it and get a line, they can turn that and throw it in and out. I said I'll post a picture of that when I'm gonna put that in, and then carry it and get it lined up. I was blown away by how much slop was in that. When you talk about a war boot and then a war bolt and then a war sleeve that's on the inside of it, yeah, just the bolt right there itself don't look all that war. Maybe it just wore the bushing in there. I know the thing was bad, pulled awful. Anytime I ever jacked it up to rotate the tires or whatever, the tire would just flop in on that driver's side. And I had changed the ball joint, so I knew it had to be something else. And then I got to looking and pulling stuff up on YouTube, and I seen some people doing them. And hey, air chisel seems to work pretty good pushing them out. I didn't have mine. I don't even know what I done with it. Of course, I used ball joint press. Putting them in is, I guess you got to have that, putting them in, or be creative. But I got them out with that as well, as you've seen in the video. So turned out good. Can't wait to finish that up. Hope it helps somebody out. I'll see you on the next project. Later.